everybody, thank you for joining me again on another George Crafts tutorial. I'm really happy to tell you this is going to be the first of our beading or jewellery making tutorials. Beading is one of my favourite crafts to do because you can get a really professional look very easily, even as a beginner, and it's really very simple to do. And you don't actually need a lot of equipment, although there is a lot of equipment out there. So for our first beading video, I am just going to talk you through some of that equipment. These are just some scissors that I keep handy lying around. As you may have heard me talk about scissors before, paper scissors are for paper, ribbon scissors are for ribbon, etc. So these are my jewellery scissors, which I use on my jewellery elastic. So this tub is absolutely chock-a-block full of stringing materials. So let's talk through some of them and what they're good for and what they're not good for. So this here is just kind of like a cotton cord. It comes on the reel, comes in a variety of colours. As you can see, the blue one is very well used. Comes in loads of different colours. Pretty much any colour you want, it'll come in. So what have I got? I've got some purples, pinks, sort of neon colours, pastels, blacks. Good for quite a few things. So you can braid with it, kimihimo, macrame. You can just string onto it if you want to, but it's a little bit thick and it seems a shame to waste all those colours. This roll of metal looking stuff is called tiger tail. Basically it's a metal wire, but it's coated in nylon, so it's really strong. It doesn't stretch at all. This is good for sort of stringing onto making necklaces and bracelets, bits like that. I use a lot of tiger tail. It's one of the things I use the most. This pile of colourful stuff, this is jewellery elastic. As you can see, comes in many colours. Clear is the most common, and this is nice and easily cut with just a pair of scissors. So as you can see, goes straight through. This is a great thing to start with. If you've never beaded before and you want to have a go, get yourself some beading elastic and just some beads. Literally string them on, tie a knot, and you've made some bracelets. Honestly, I do a lot of these bracelets on stretch elastic. They're really popular if you do sell at craft fairs, and they don't cost you a lot to make. So obviously you've got the clear colour, but because you can see like it comes in all these jazzy colours as well, you can leave some of the elastic showing. You don't have to cover it all, so it can be decorative in itself. The same with tiger tail. You can now get tiger tail in loads of gorgeous colours as well. So yeah, definitely if you're thinking about starting some jewellery making, tiger tail and elastic are good places to start. What else do we have? Oh, this is beading thread. People call it NYMO, because and then that's short for nylon mono filament. It's very strong, doesn't fray, and this is used for what we call bead weaving. So you use this with beading needles. You can stitch them all together and make some really beautiful designs. That's kind of a little bit more of an advanced technique, but still very easy to pick up. One of the most common things to do is called the right angle weave. It's basically you just cross the wire, the thread through the beads, so it kind of makes like a diamond shape. I'll do a tutorial on that so you can see. It's nice and easy, and it's a great stitch for a beginner to learn. With your NYMO, you might want to use this. It's just some wax inside a plastic case. All this does is it just makes your thread nice and smooth and takes out any kinks and things, and makes sure that you know, it's nice and easy to work with when you're beading. So you just, for example, you just pop the thread through one of the slots on the top and pull your thread through, and that's it. It's nice and smooth and easy to work with, and it's not going to break or fray. So that's Nymo. This is memory wire. It's called memory wire basically because it maintains its shape. It remembers what it was. So if I stretch this out, you'll see, and now it's I stretched that a little bit too far. You'll see if I sort of squeeze it, pull it, it stays in a spring. Okay. Just normal nylon thread from Flying Tiger. That's one of my featured shops on the blog, georgecrafts.co.uk. They sell all kinds of crafting stuff, not just beading. They sell all kinds of stuff, in fact, like if you need cheap mugs, plates, chopping boards, lights, literally anything, they sell it probably, and it's not expensive either. What else do we have? This is just some waxed cord. That's what most of the rest of it is actually. Comes again in a variety of colours. Great for braiding, pearl knotting, just making sort of leather wrap bracelets even, really, or necklaces. It's up to you entirely. This is just more Nymo. And what else do I have? I thought, yes, this is just a bit of leather cord. So yeah, again, great for braiding, simple bracelets. I wouldn't sort of string all the way along this because, you know, it's got that nice shiny pearlized finish, so it's there to be seen. It's decorative as well as functional. I mentioned also beading needles. Now these ones are quite long, but I got my long ones out so they might be a little bit easier for you to see on the camera. They're very, very thin and flexible, as you can see. Look, I'm bending it and it's absolutely fine. And beading needles are great because they open all the way up. You haven't got a tiny little hole at the top of the needle to get your thread through. You literally open your needle up, put your thread through the hole. I mean, if you've got small enough hands, you could probably even get your whole hand through there. I wouldn't advise it. So yeah, that's basically how a beading needle is different to just sort of a regular hand sewing needle. They are sharp on both ends, so please do be careful with them. I like to keep mine on my beading mat. This is beading mat, by the way. You can just use a piece of felt, or you can buy a padded bead board, or I think I just ordered this one off Amazon very cheaply. So yeah, beading needles, nice and fine, very flexible, sharp at both ends, and we've got a big, big, big hole. So that's those. What else have we got? So you've got your stringing material. You probably would like to put some beads on there, I imagine. I'm not going to spend ages talking about beads because beads come in every shape, every size, every colour, every material you could possibly think of. That's probably why I love beading so much. So I'll just go through a few of the basic ones. So to begin with, crystals. So basically a crystal just means that it's got facets on it, or facets are like kind of angles, so that gives it that sort of glittery, shiny feel. These are rondelles, or basically round crystals, and crystals come in lots of different sizes. Let's see if I can get this open and I'll show you a different shape. Bear with me. There we go, I'm in. This shape crystal here is called a bicone, or basically two cones. You can see its shape. It's sort of got 2 points on and it's wide in the middle, so it's sort of two cones stuck together. That's all that means, really. These are a really great shape for bead weaving with, that I mentioned earlier. What else do we have? So I've got just some wooden beads. These are called bugle beads. That's the name given to the shape of them. Bugle beads are basically little long, thin tubes of glass, and these ones have got a metal lining in them as well. So they make the tubes and then they will break them up. they come in different sizes and different colours, different finishes. I've got some twisted ones downstairs as well. So bugle beads are also another sort of shape and size available on the market. They are a bit of a pain to put away. In fact, this is a good opportunity to show you why a beading mat or a beading board is useful, because if these were just on your table, on your coffee table, they may just roll away everywhere and you'd never see them again. It still happens, but if I drop mine, you can see they don't sort of roll. They might bounce a little bit. I'll just show you again. So they just sort of stay where they fall, really. So that's really useful. And also the really useful thing about a bead mat is because they stay relatively still compared to if you just had them on the table. You can pick things up nice and easily with your beading needle or your tiger tail or whatever it is you're using. So I'm just going to move those to the side because it's going to take me ages to clear those away. These beads are seed beads. So that's another name given to the shape of the bead. So seed beads, tiny little glass beads, come again in different sizes and colours, lots of different finishes. So these ones are just sort of like a frosted glass, but you can get some with metal linings in, like the bugle beads were, to give them a nice shine. You can get some sort of solidly opaque coloured beads. You can get, basically, if you can think of it, you can probably get a bead in it. Other sort of more common bead types, so we've got pearls. These are all glass pearls, so not real pearls. So as you can see, all sizes, all colours. A lot of beads will come sort of, if you buy them from a shop or order them online, they'll come on a string. If they're a bit stuck together, don't worry, you can just pick them apart. It's not an issue. So very, very large, very, very small, all sizes, all colours. And glass beads, as you can see, again, different sizes, shapes, colours, different finishes. And these are just some more crystals, just to show you, again, all colours, all sizes, all shapes. What else do we have? Oh, this is just a storage container, and in it I put sort of all my spare beads, loose beads, sort of if I've done a project and I've only got sort of 1 or 2 left. I don't throw them away, pop them in here. A lot of people call this bead soup, and it's basically, it's just a mishmash of all different beads. And then if you think like, oh, I wonder, you know, what do I feel like making today, and you want to do just something completely random, you just grab a few selection of different beads and away you go, and you can just make something really colourful and pretty, but it doesn't have to be like neat and structured. So it's a good way to use up your beads. Also, if you've got, you know, just, you've got a lovely string of crystals or a lovely string of pearls or something, and you've just got the 2 left, don't throw them away. Make a pair of earrings out of them, and I'll do a tutorial on making earrings at some point, because it's a really nice way to use up your beads that you've spent your money on. You know, you've spent the money on them, don't throw them away. And again, if you do make and sell at craft fairs, earrings are a great seller, because, you know, they're not that expensive to make, especially if you only need like 2 beads. So that's bead soup. And oh, pliers, jewellery pliers are, you can get so many different types of jewellery pliers. I've got a couple in here, they're sort of repeats, so don't think that you've got to have them all. If I was just starting out, these are the 3 basic pairs of pliers I would want. So these are not actually pliers, these are wire cutters, so I would use this on things like tiger tail, or if I was doing wire work jewellery, I would use it there. Don't use these on memory wire, because the memory wire is very hard and it will dent your cutters, so they won't cut anymore, and then you'll be annoyed and you'll have to buy another pair. These ones are round nose pliers, and you use these for sort of making the loops on the ends of your pieces of jewellery, so when you're joining your clasps on and things like that. And these are flat nose pliers, named because they are flat, and these are great for sort of turning your head pins and things like that with. Otherwise, these are curved nose pliers, named for obvious reasons. I like these because if something's a little bit fiddly at a bit of an angle, it lets you hold it in a slightly different way, but as a beginner you don't need these. And these ones are called nylon jaw pliers, so they're plastic, and you just basically, if you've got a piece of wire or a head pin or something that's got a little kink in it or a little wobble, you hold your thing in one hand and you take your nylon jaw pliers, grab hold of what's got the kink in it and pull it, and it will just straighten it out. It's like an iron for wire but without heat. So that's that. And the last little bit is findings. Now that's just a fancy word for the bits that hold your jewellery together. So you can get them in all sizes, colours and finishes. Some important ones: chain, again, all sizes, all colours, all everything. These are jump rings, which I will show you how to use in a different tutorial. Earring wires, I'll get some of these out because they're a bit tangled, you might not be able to see them. There we go. So earring wires, again, all different finishes, all different colours. And these are called crimp beads. So after you've finished your project, what you want to do is, if you're using tiger tail for example, you pop one of these over the end of your wire and you use your pliers just to squash it, and that holds all your beads on. So these are really important. I would definitely, if I was a beginner, I would definitely want to buy some crimp beads and jump rings. Jump rings are great for joining your clasps onto your bracelets and your necklaces. There is a right and a wrong way to use these, and I will do a different tutorial video on how to do that. And things like that. These are sort of things for making your earrings with, so you just thread your beads onto the wires. These ones have got a little loop on the end of them, so you could join them up with a jump ring to something else. And then you get other ones that are just flat at the bottom, so the bead just sits on the flat part. They're just called head pins. And what else do we have? Oh, all different types of clasps. These ones are toggle clasps. I like these because they're nice and easy to do up. So like I've made jewellery for my nans for Christmas and things like that, and my nan said that, oh, I really love the necklace, not because what it, well, obviously because of what it looks like, but basically because she lives on her own and she can do it up herself and she doesn't need to ask anyone for help, and that's why she likes it. So toggle clasps, really good, really easy to do up. And then what else do I have? I did have some lobster claw clasps in here, and I will just have a look, see if I've got some somewhere else. What have we got? Ah, yeah. So these are lobster claw clasps. They're just sort of your bog standard, easy, find them on the high street clasps that you'll get on sort of costume jewellery you can get off the shelf, really. So they're a good staple to go for if you're just beginning. And oh yeah, these are the head pins I was telling you about, so the ones with the flat shape on. So you would just thread your beads over the stem and then the beads will sit on there, and then whatever you want to join them to, you just turn loops in the top with your pliers, okay? But like I said, I will do another tutorial on that, don't worry. Do I have anything else to show you in here? Yes. These are quite good fun. These are magnetic clasps. You can get these in a variety of shapes and sizes, colours, finishes, etc. Just like most other things in beading. I like these because, similar to the toggle clasps, especially with bracelets, if you're trying to do things up and you're home on your own or something, these will just sort of snap together, snap on, snap off. You do need a little bit of jewellery glue just to seal your things in, but you can get other sort of metallic clasps where they've got loops on, so you can join them up with jump rings. So that's those. I haven't got any other basic bits and pieces to show you for jewellery making. So just to do a bit of a recap, if I had never done beading before and was a complete beginner, the things I would tell you to get would be some crystal elastic, or, you know, stretchy bracelet elastic. That's a really nice cheap material, it doesn't cost you very much. Beads in whatever kind of colour or finish you like, and clear nail varnish just to strengthen the knots on your elastic, which you probably have lying around at home anyway. So really, to start, you just need a pair of scissors, some elastic and some beads, and you're away. If you want to go a little bit further than that, I would suggest, tools wise, beading mat, flat nose pliers, round nose pliers, and wire cutters. They're the three big ones I would suggest you get. Get yourself a little pack of findings. If you just search for Amazon, you can usually get a collection that's got all the different bits in, so your earring wires, your head pins, your clasps, your jump rings, and there are a lot of companies that will just do a small starter collection of findings. I know Riverside Beads, they do a good one. They're based in Market Deeping near Peterborough. They do lovely collection of findings for a beginner that comes in a little storage pot, and I know that Totally Beads do their own sort of similar collection, and Beads Direct as well. So those are a couple of beading companies, but Amazon, you'll find them if you just search findings. And some tiger tail, which is the, where's it gone, the metal, sort of plastic covered metal wire, okay, that I showed you on the bigger reel. That's basically it. Any questions, anything you'd like to see, anything you'd like to know, get in touch with us at georgecrafts.co.uk. Pop it in the comments underneath the video, and check us out on Facebook now. George Crafts blog is the little tag you need to search for. As always, don't forget to subscribe for some updates on our crafty videos, and thanks for watching. I will see you later. Bye.